And so welcome to another reaction video. Today we're gonna be watching 14 reasons the Philippines is different from the rest of the world. I'm excited. Let's see if we're gonna learn anything new. It already starts out, I peeked in the first few seconds. Blue waters, nature. Let's hop in. So nice Hawaii music. Tropical.
What if I told you there is a country where over 175 languages are spoken, people text more than anywhere else in the world, and boxing fights directly influence crime rates? It sounds pretty much unbelievable, but it's all true in the Philippines.
Well, I know number two. I just looked up that Philippines is also one of the nations that spend the most time on social media. That's probably, maybe, while you're watching this video right now, caught you there.
Philippines. Filipino, based on Tagalog and English. Filipino is the most commonly spoken in pop culture language, and the government of the country uses English in their work. By the way, the Philippines are number 5 on the list of the world's top English-speaking populations after US, India, Pakistan, and the UK. All this sounds pretty plain and ordinary, but in fact...
Well, I'm actually kind of surprised that it's at number 5. I mean, there are not that little Filipinos, so it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of, let's say, smaller countries that also speak English, but the population is not that large.
Linguistic groups living in the country use over 175 languages for their internal communication. Since many of them exist only in spoken form, it's impossible to calculate the exact amount. 13. Their capital.
I was just reading Bisaya, Cebuano. I'm wondering how many of them, let's say, are really, let's say, different from each other. Do many have similarities? I mean, that's crazy.
Exact amount. 13. Their capital is the most densely populated city in the world. The nation's
Well, judging from the traffic,
capital, Manila, and its 16 surrounding cities that make up the Metro Manila area have a population of 12.8 million people. During the daytime, this number gets way higher since many people come here to work. And while the number doesn't sound that crazy, take note that all these people live and work in an area of 16.56 square miles. This makes the population density equal to 111,002 people per square mile. And that's 5 times higher than in
yeah, it does get quite busy.
Mumbai or Paris, for example. 12. They have churches in shopping malls.
I mean, come on, they have everything in shopping malls like this one.
It's where you buy stuff for Filipinos. They are safe, air-conditioned community hubs with gyms, health clinics, concert halls, nightclubs, parks, and even churches inside. So it's no surprise that they are the favorite place to meet up with friends for so many locals. And 3 of the world's 10 largest shopping malls are located in the Philippines. They are Mega Fashion Mall of SM Mega Mall, SM City North EDSA, and SM Mall of Asia.
Yeah, I think I've been to the third one. There was a video about that.
11. Filipinos are the #1 texting nation in the world. You already know Filipinos.
And I would guess like top 5 with time spent on social media per capita. Maybe top 3 even.
They text. And when they do it, they rarely limit it to, "Hey, how are you?" In fact, they send about 400 million texts a day. And that's around 142 billion texts a year. It's more than the US and Europe put together. Not exactly a little number for a country of...
Okay, maybe that number is a little bit more crazy than the social media time number. Wow.
107 million
I mean, I'm more of a voice message guy.
people. 10. They have a unique form of transportation. If you visit Manila, you'll notice some interesting looking vehicles.
Oh, jeepneys!
It's called jeepneys. They are converted US Army Jeeps that stayed in the country after World War II. Filipinos adapted them to transport up to 18 passengers who jump on the jeepney going in their direction and ring the bell for it to...
I mean, to me, that's kind of one of, let's say, the symbols of the Philippines for me. Just because in every country you come, yes, the transportation is different. Some countries are more modern. Some have still, like, maybe buses from whatever, like, whatever government they used to have. And especially under communism, many countries didn't change that much. But in the Philippines, is like a very, very unique. The jeepneys. So to me, that was like,
Stop.
what?
There are about 50,000 jeepneys in Manila, and they all look different, with basketball stars, cartoon characters, inspirational quotes, neon lights, and whatnot on them. There are two major problems with jeepneys: safety concerns and pollution. They produce huge amounts of black smoke. So hurry up if you want to ride before they get replaced with a rapid transit system. 9. One of the islands has more volcanoes than towns. The Philippines are, without a doubt, a super scenic
Wow.
location. Among all the islands that are a part of it, Camiguin
And what is going on?
sure stands out, with more volcanoes per square mile than any other island on the
Camiguin.
planet. The island is 14 miles long and
That was definitely on my list to go there. Didn't made it out.
8.5 miles wide
Last year.
and has 7 volcanoes and 5 towns. And even though earthquakes and eruptions shaped it, volcanoes have been deep asleep since the 50s, so thousands of tourists can safely visit the island these days.
Yeah, hopefully maybe towards the end of this year, next year, it's on the list.
Their national flag has a secret meaning. The national flag of the Philippines has 2 bands of blue and scarlet, and a white triangle at the hoist with a yellow sun and 8 rays, each of them standing for one province of the country. The yellow stars stand for the 3 largest island groups: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. What makes the flag really unique is that it can be reversed to declare a state of war. This
Okay, the reason why I'm laughing right now is, as you've probably noticed, in this video or in other videos that I did around the Philippines, I often use the flag and just on the thumbnail, you know. And as you do a thumbnail, you know, you reverse some stuff around, you throw some stuff around, you maybe do a little collage, and then you twist the flag to position it on the other side of the picture. And then once I turn around the friggin' flag, and yeah, I got comments like, yo, are you, what is this, state of war, you declared war, you put it upside down. Yeah, I had to learn it the hard way. Now I'm aware.
the Filipino Revolutionary War of 1898 to 1901 and during World War II in 1941 to 1945. 7. Boxing directly affects crime rates in the country. Filipinos love boxing and are crazy about their most famous boxer, Manny Pacquiao. Whenever he fights,
I mean, Manny Pacquiao, I definitely have to check on another video on him. I read his biography recently, crazy story.
the whole country is glued to its TV sets. And according to the Philippine National Police, PNP, crime rates in the country drop significantly when he's in the ring. During his 12-round fight against American boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. that went from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., not a single crime was committed in the
I mean, if everybody's home, nobody can do silly stuff. I mean,
whole Manila metropolitan area. It was basically the same during other major fights with the participation of the people's champ, Manny Pacquiao. 6. A lot of Filipinos work abroad.
Yeah.
It might be because of their flexible and reliable character, or the fact that they speak great English as a second language. But more than 11 million Filipinos work abroad. It's around 11% of the population, and a quarter of all overseas nurses in the world come from the Philippines. 5.
makes a lot of sense. I heard it before. Yeah, wherever you go, especially nursing.
5. Their rice terraces are the 8th wonder of the world. Banawa rice terraces
Another thing definitely on my list.
are the
Wanna go
oldest in the
there.
world and were so smartly designed that they still bring a harvest of rice and vegetables, most of which get exported. And it is believed if all the terraces had been built end to end, they would stretch halfway around the world. Today, these places bring the country more money as a tourist destination than rice plantations, and thus they play an important role for the economy of the Philippines. 4. They produce a lot of coconuts. For years, the Philippines had been the #1 producer of
I am in love with the cocoa.
coconuts in the world. And even though the leadership now belongs to Indonesia,
Got it for the Lolo.
153,532,000 tons per year is still an impressive number, isn't it? These coconuts are used
It is for sure, but just
to make
freaking huge
anything from
number.
clothing to
152 gazillion
beauty
coconuts.
products. 3. The first European to visit the Philippines was Ferdinand Magellan. The legendary explorer made the first record of the archipelago among the Europeans in 1521. He founded the first settlement in Cebu, and thus most of the area became a Spanish colony.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
This
500
explains the
years.
fact that around 90% of the population are Christian, unlike most of the country's neighbors. In 1898,
Yeah, another thing that obviously made the Philippines extremely unique in the area.
the
Oh, that square. God, I don't know, but it's in Manila, right? I think I lived right around the corner there.
Philippines went under
It's close to Intramuros.
U.S. rule and later, in 1946, became an independent republic. 2. A Filipino made the first karaoke machine.
Not surprised.
If you love to sing along, you ought to thank Filipinos for your favorite pastime. The first karaoke machine in the world was created in 1975 by Roberto Del Rosario. He patented as the sing-along system, and even though there were some attempts to claim his creation, he still remains the only patent holder for the karaoke system. 1. The population is extremely good-looking. Along with their love for boxing, texting, and shopping, Filipinos are crazy about beauty pageants. It might be the years of American rule that gave them this love for competitive beauty, but the fact remains a fact. They have won in all major international pageants.
Why does he use the white girl when talking about that? I don't get it. Like the person that does the video.
15 times. There were 4 girls crowned Miss Universe, 1 Miss World, 6 title holders of Miss International, and 4 Miss Earth crowns. The first official pageant was held within the country in 1908, and since 2001, it's not just about beauty, but also for the promotion of environmental protection. Would you like to visit the Philippines? Or maybe you've already been there? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and
Alright, overall really cool video, like the animation. This guy is a little bit overexcited, is like at the end like, share the video, comment please. Down there. Subscribe if you haven't yet, give this video a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video with me. We're gonna see each other very soon for another episode of Denny Reacts. Until next time.